Okay, so today's remote learning is focused on EEI 3, which is mostly just word problems in real world situations using order of operations. We're going to have multiple steps in these. So I've already kind of went through and did some of these just using cubes. So I circle my number, boxing keywords, underlining questions. Okay. I'm not going to go through every single one. I'm going to kind of get you started on some of them, and then you would finish them with your work. So it says Jasmine gets paid to do chores around her house. She earns $3 every 20 minutes. So every is a keyword here as well. All right, that she cleans gutters. So $3, 20 minutes for gutters. Then she earns $3.60 every 20 minutes that she mows the lawn. So she's taking 40 minutes to clean gutters and 2 hours to mow the lawn. Well, when I looked at this, I saw minutes, 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 hours. So I said, well, we need to turn hours into minutes. Once we do that, then we need to go and say, all right, well, she's making $3 every 20 minutes for gutters. She spent 40 minutes. Well, how do I go from 20 minutes to 40 minutes? Well, times 2, right? So that means she's doing 2 times, like 20 plus 20. So she's doing like $3 plus $3. You could look at it that way. Or you could have just done $3 times 2. All right, because 20 minutes, 20 minutes. All right, so then she's doing $3.60 for every 20 minutes for the lawn. So we have to figure out how many minutes that is. So in 1 hour, we know it's 60 minutes. So then if I double it, then I would have 120 minutes. So again, this is for gutters, we'll label, so we got everything. Mow, okay. So we know that she gets $3.60 for every 20 minutes, and she works 120 minutes. So we need to figure out, well, how many 20s is that? How many groups of 20 is in there? So we'll probably divide here and then figure out, well, then I have $3.60 times however many groups I have. And then I would want to add it to this. So here's my gutters. So my gutters will be here. So 1 answer. And then mowing is here. And then obviously I want to know my total. So I'm going to put those 2 together and add them together to get my final answer. Okay, the second question says that Rachel wants to purchase a new tablet on Black Friday for $450. Better Buy has 2 installment plans. Plan A is a fixed weekly payment of $25. So of $25, we know that she's going to get charged $25 every week, meaning multiply. Plan B says that she's going to get charged $120 as an initial payment, followed by weekly payments of $5. So after 12 weeks, how much money would she spend on each plan? So we have 12 weeks, and every week she's going to spend $25. So we're going to do 12 weeks and $25 of tells you what to do here. Plan B, she's going to spend $120 right when she buys the TV. Plus, she's going to have 12 weeks of $5 payments. So again, you're going to have to figure out, well, what is she going to do with that 12 weeks and 25? The key word here is of. Okay, of tells us what we're going to do with the 12 and 25. And that'll give us our 2 costs of the item. All right, question number 3 says Carla saved $25 per month. So we have $25 per month for 3 years. She spent 85% of her savings on a television. How much does she have left? So I see months and I see years. So my first thing is I need to find out how many months are in 3 years. Okay, so if you want to work forward, backwards, 2 years, 1 year. I know that in 1 year we have 12 months. So if I double that for 2 years, I get 24. And then in 3 years, I have that many months. Okay, so if she is saying per month, that means month one, $25, month two, $25. So I'm doing the number of months and $25 payment or savings, right? So if I figure out per month, if I'm doing 25 this month, 25 next month, I'm going to be multiplying those two to get my savings. So now I'm gonna be spending 85% of my savings. So that means 85% of my savings is going towards the purchase of the TV, which means if I spend 85%, I'm keeping 15%, right? So we talked about this very briefly. So everything's 100% of cost, so I have 100% of my savings. I'm spending 85% of my savings, right? So spending would mean I'm subtracting, which means I'm left with 15% of my savings account. 15% of my savings. So of would mean that I'm gonna multiply. First thing I need to do is turn 15% into a decimal. So we have our decimal and we're gonna move it 2 places to the left or divide by 100. So that's 0.15. So here's our savings. Of would mean that I'm gonna multiply it. And once I multiply it by the 15% that I still have left over, I'm gonna get what I have left in my savings account, okay? All right, so question number 4 reads, this chart lists the price per pound is key here, of fresh fruit at Gibson's produce stand, and we get all these lists. Rodney wants to buy 3.5 pounds of cherries, 2 1/3 pounds of peaches. If Rodney wants to use exact change, how much money should he take with him to the produce stand? All right, so cherries is here. So we got $3.62 per pound, and he wants to buy 3.5 pounds. Well, per pound, per means that I'm gonna do 362 for pound 1, pound 2, 362, pound 3. So we're gonna multiply that by 3.5 because that's what he wants. Okay. He also wants 2 1/3 pounds of peaches. And here's my peaches. So peaches per pound, again, we're gonna do that multiplication. We're gonna multiply that by 4. Okay, and if he wants to use exact change, we wanna make sure our answers are rounded to the hundreds place. So answers in hundreds place, because we're talking about money. Okay, and then if I'm buying both things, I want to make sure I add these two numbers up to get the total for my exact change. Okay, question number 5 is just a expression that we have to solve. So it says Chandler, Isabella, Nasruddin, and Sahara are in math class. Their teacher asked them to simplify the expression. Each student's answer is shown below in the table. Okay, who answers correctly? So you're just using order of operations to solve that. Do what's on the inside, then multiply it, then subtract 5, and see who has the correct solution. So make sure you show your work. I may be up here or off to the side. I should see each step of this. All right, we're gonna skip number 6 because I read it and it just does not make sense. We'll come back to it, okay? All right, question number 7, it says drag. Well, we're not gonna drag because it's not electronic. We're gonna write the answers, the value into the space provided to complete the sentence. A rose bush is 2 feet tall when Candace planted it. The rose bush grew 1 1/4 feet per year. Okay. The rose bush is now 8 1/4 foot tall. Candace planted the rose bush blank years ago. Okay, so we're saying we started at 2 feet, right? It grew 1 1/4 feet per year. So we're saying starts here and I'm growing, which would probably mean I'm gonna add 1 1/4 per year. Per, again, we've been using this a lot today. is multiplying, right, per year. But our question is years ago, right? We don't know the number of years, so that's our x. And we know that it is now, keyword, 8 1/4 feet tall. So we just got to solve for x. If it would make you more comfortable, you could turn your 1/4 into a decimal, but we're going to solve and find out what x is, and x would be our years, okay? X stands for years. Okay. All right, question number 8. The box equation can be used to convert Fahrenheit to Celsius. If the temperature is 68 degrees Fahrenheit outside, what is the temperature in Celsius? So all we're doing here is substitution. So if it's 68 degrees Fahrenheit, we're just going to plug that into the F and then solve, okay? So we're going to end up solving this problem right here. So just simple order of operations math, okay? Show your steps, and that will give us degrees Celsius. All right, question 9 says Shelly walks from her house to the park. All right, let's find Shelly. So here's Shelly, and she is gonna walk to the park. Okay, so she walked 0.25 miles to get to the park. Sorry, my pencil broke. All right, from the park to the post office. So she went from the park to the post office. All right. And from the post office to the grocery store. Okay, so she goes from the post office down to the grocery store. Assume that she always travels the most direct route. How far did she walk? Well, so all we're doing is taking that route plus that route plus that route to see how far she went. So we're just simple adding problem. Okay, so show your work of the distance that she walked. All right, and question number 10 reads, one method of calculating a pediatric dosage in milligrams of a drug is to use Collins' rule, shown in the box, where Y is the child's age in years. So child's age in years is very important to know here. All right, in milligrams, what is the pediatric dosage for a 5-year-old? Well, so if Y is not the number of years a child is, we're gonna put 5 in for Y and then just solve. So we got 200 times 5 years, so that would go up here in the Y, plus 1 divided by 24. Okay, again, remember you need to show all of your work to get your final answers. All right, use these to help you. Finish each one, show all of your work, make sure we can read your answers. All right, good luck.